This patch includes adjustments to weapons and legends that provide more freedom of use on key attacks for underrepresented picks, while reducing the reward for the most commonly used attacks. This sets the stage for the first tournaments of 2026 and also includes Lady Vera's first balance pass, marking her legal for use in official tournaments. Axe users would most often reset to a neutral position after scoring a single hit, so we've slightly increased the stun of the neutral air and down air to provide more meaningful windows to attempt follow-up attacks. As one of the blaster's main tools in the neutral game, the sidelight carried too much risk for the current pace of gameplay. We've slightly decreased the cannon downlight's damage in order to reduce its recover time on miss, bringing its risk more in line with the current pace of gameplay. The cannon side air now has slightly greater force, as its knockout power at later health ranges was outpaced by most other weapons. The Chakram Fused Downlight now has greater stun and less force to provide more reliable combos and string opportunities. We've also increased the amount of allowed acceleration during the fused and split side airs to better match their mobility to their relatively low range. The Chakram Split Neutral Air now has less force to provide more consistent follow-up attempts at high health ranges. As some of the most common tools in the neutral game, we've increased the recover time on miss for the Gauntlet's side light and side air to provide a greater window to punish reckless use of these attacks. The Qatars neutral light now halts the user's descent through the entire recover time when gravity cancelled, to provide a more similar distance to the opponent across dexterity values. The recover time itself still maintains the current dexterity breakpoints. The Qatars down air now does less maximum damage to bring the reward of its dodge punish strings closer in line with those available on other weapons. To keep better pace in the current neutral game and more easily catch opponents, the Rocket Lance Sidelight now has slightly greater vertical threat coverage and less recover time on miss. Some of this power has been shifted from the Exhausted Recovery, which now has greater time to hit that matches the uncharged recovery attack. As some of the orb's most common pokes in the neutral game, we've increased the recover time on miss of the orb's side air and down air to provide a greater window to punish reckless use of these attacks. The Scythe Neutral Light and Neutral Air now have greater recover time on miss to provide greater windows to counter this powerful string weapon. The backwards neutral air and backwards down air now have slightly less stun to provide a wider window to escape follow-up attacks. We've also reduced the threat coverage at the edges of the side air and at the bottom of the recovery attack to provide more reliable avenues of approach against this weapon. We've increased the time to hit and recover time on miss for the Spear Sidelight to provide a wider opportunity to punish or evade repeat use of this attack given its high potential reward. The Spear Side Air now has less damage and force to better match its overall range and utility. Similarly, we've also decreased the damage and force of the recovery attack, and decreased the amount of allowed acceleration to provide better opportunities to evade or punish this attack. Cross-neutral gauntlets and side blasters now have greater force to better match other similar options on other legends. We've also increased the damage of cross-down blasters for more appropriate reward. King Zuva's neutral battle boots now has much greater threat coverage for more reliable use of this attack. We've also increased the damage and force of the later hit window for better average reward. King Zuva's side battle boots now has a faster time to hit after the charge, and greater damage and force to help bring this signature up to par with other similar options. We've decreased the force of Lady Vera's uncharged side scythe to bring its knockout power more in line with other similar options on other legends. We've also decreased the force of Lady Vera's uncharged down scythe, while increasing the force of the charge version, to provide a more notable difference between the two. Lady Vera is now legal for use in all official tournaments. Lin Fei's side cannon now has significantly less recover time on miss to bring its risk more in line with the current pace of gameplay. Priya's down sword now has significantly less minimum charge time and carries more momentum for more reliable use of this attack against highly mobile opponents. Thea's side rocket lance now has greater force and damage to bring its reward more in line with its total duration and overall risk. We've also increased the force of Thea's down rocket lance to be more in line with other similar options.